Alright guys, here I am flying out my Meteor F3. Now when I recorded this I didn't realise I had the microphone disabled. So I'll have to go over and add my voice to it. It's real interesting matchmaking this plane gets. It's only a battle rank of 7.0. So there's a high chance of fighting high tier prop planes. These are the only, I've only seen 3 maps that this plane can face on. There's this one, and there's Korea, and I can't remember what the other one's called, but you end up fighting Germans. Usually HE-162s and a bunch of their high tier props. But in every single game that this plane fights in, it just rules the skies. I mean, this thing can compete with Sabres, with its overperforming turning and acceleration, and climbing. I had a game a few days ago. I was fighting 3 ME-262s, and not one of them could even touch me, or even come close. I was just running circles around them. It's a shame I wasn't recording that. But they could dodge pretty well. In that game, I ended up running out of ammo on the last guy. And he was dodging so well. But he just did not have the energy retention as this plane does. The only advantage the 262 has against this plane is its dive speed. I wouldn't really call the guns an advantage because it's such a slow velocity. But the only advantage that it has is its dive speed. It can dive to 1000 IAS, where this thing can only go 900 IAS. It can keep up with it to straight line, no problem. It actually holds 900 and more if you wanted to in a straight line. Once you hit them speeds, you actually have to slow down using the air brake or reducing the throttle in this thing. 262 will be lucky to get 880 kilometers, and that's not IAS. But down at low altitude, kilometers and IAS are pretty much the same thing, or close enough to it. Now, sorry that I'm recording straight from the very beginning. I thought I may as well show you guys how well this plane climbs. I went to 600 kilometers per hour and then put it into a 15-degree climb. That's where the nose is. And only in a few minutes, I'm already at this altitude, if it's even been that long. Now on this map, I'm usually facing F-80s, but there are none on this game in particular, due to its matchmaking. It's just too low. But if there were F-80s in this game, I would be right above you, right above them. Well, here I am showing it just the cockpit of people who haven't seen it. It's a strange joystick. Wonder how they actually controlled that in real life. Now I'm just still scouting around to see what I could find. These clouds are a problem. It's good for the B-17s in this match though. There's a lot of them. You've just got to know how to attack them. And it's very easy to do so. I did spot an F-8F just there. Now I'll come down and dive on it, as it doesn't really matter too much about the altitude in this plane. Because if you're diving down, you can just climb straight back up here with no problem at all. You've got to dive down with your air brakes, otherwise you'll rip. And try not to spin too much, or it'll break your wings off. So I'm diving down with the air brakes and 100% throttle. It's not going to pass my 900 IS limit, so I should be fine. I do believe the F8 had about the same dive speed as this. I haven't flown it for so long. Actually, not even in this patch. That was a quick little pilot smoke. Now this isn't the way that you should attack this B-17, but he's just so close to the ground that if I had to come at him at a higher angle, I would have smashed right into the ground. Which is why it's good to use the B-17 down low, if there are no clouds. But he just got unlucky. I just came straight down through the clouds and they were just lined up for me. But yeah, the way to use the B-17 is to stay as low as you can and as fast as you can, and just use your guns to kill everyone. They can't get that proper angle to dive on you. It's got to be more shallower, and the more shallow a dive is, you've got less of your plane covered up, or less surface area to hit, I should say. And I think that's just about it for this game. There's only 2 B-17s left. Maybe 3, I can't remember. But I end up killing another one later on. So at this point I just decided to cut this video, as there's just no real jets in this game. And I find it pretty boring. Just a big seal club in this overperforming plane. Well, I guess that's it for this video. I'll let the rest of the video run.